Hello world, welcome to Beneath the Surface. From the outside looking in, some people's lives look perfect, a fantasy. But things aren't always the way they appear to be. I'm Crystal Hefner, and that was my life. From the outside, it looked like I was the girl who had everything. You want thingamabobs? I had 20 butlers bringing them on silver platters. But my life was no fairy tale. Living the dream also meant surviving the nightmare. You may have heard my name or known me as a Playboy playmate. You may know me as a runaway bride or eventually a wife to one of the most iconic humans on the planet. Maybe you and I have connected on social media, or maybe you came to one of my events when I got to DJ and tour the world. But what you don't know was what was going on behind the scenes, beneath the surface. I didn't start out as the wife of a mogul of an international empire. I started out normal. My life was far from glamorous. My parents migrated from London to California with nothing but a dream and love for each other. My dad was a singer, and he was hoping to get more work in the city of dreams. And that's how we ended up here in California. My dad's voice was so beautiful, it could melt butter. My favorite song he covered was Somewhere Over the Rainbow. This makes me cry every time I hear it. Recordings are all I have left of my dad. He died when I was 12. My mom and I were penniless. We had no money. We were so poor, we were lucky to get a room in a home with a family who took us in. If you've ever lost anyone you've loved, you know it leaves a hole in your world. But you have to move forward. It's up to you to make the most of your time on earth. You owe it to yourself to do that. If my dad were here today, he would have told me to go forward with my life. And if he were here right now, I hope he'd be proud of me. Many of the most successful people you see on TV or read and hear about are broken. They come from a place of having to survive, rebuild, and learn to accept themselves for who they are. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom and rebuild. And sometimes, the big one, accept yourself for who you are. I was lucky in life. I had good genes, good DNA. I turned into the American ideal, blonde hair, light eyes, that Playboy girl next door look. Fast forward, I'm around 20, going to San Diego State, and a friend Lisa mentions, with your looks, you can be a promo model and make $25 an hour. At that time, it sounded great, and I began my foray into the world of modeling. I got the mother load when I started working at Comic-Con. I got to dress up as G.I. Jane and make $650 for the day, and it was fun. Next, someone suggested, why not submit a photo to try and go to a party at the Playboy mansion? They'd never pick me, but I'd give it a shot. I got in, and figuratively and literally landed in the lap of Hugh Hefner, the head of Playboy Enterprises. Now I was expected to be a certain way. Once you enter the doors, you're expected to conform and behave and be perfect. Physically, you're picked at, you have a belly button ring, that has to go. Wrong nail color, hair color, that has to change. At Playboy for me, it seemed like all that mattered was the packaging. It is all that mattered. Being young and impressionable, I thought, why not? My inner voice was smothered, and my physical body became a polished product of hair dye, Botox, plastic surgery, and spray tans. I was trapped. If you've ever been in a situation where people try to mold you into someone you're not, but you did it anyway, it was like that. During the process of living that life, losing my husband, becoming ill, I have been changed. Coming up, you'll meet people who will share their stories. You'll get some perspectives that might just change the way you think. You'll hear honest conversations with entertainers, entrepreneurs across all fields. They'll share their stories and hopefully inspire you. Activists, healthcare experts, and my own friends about the challenges they face to achieve a healthy and balanced life. The people you'll meet have all experienced transformation, and there are some equally as fascinating that are still struggling. You'll hear people open up and hear people have their own epiphanies of what they need to change in their own lives. And of course, I'll share my personal journey with you. If you think that it was a smooth journey as a playmate, it wasn't. As a woman who has struggles with body image, mental health, authentic relationships, and purpose in life, I'll share my story with you. Life is an ongoing process. Some days are better than others. Join me on the journey of being the best version of yourself and the happiest you can be. You can listen to these conversations on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and at www.crystalhefner.com. Click on podcasts. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful journey of life.